do anything that we gonna do. Long as you got me and I know I got you, we a team. No in between.
So Whitney, welcome to the Wives and Wonderful Women, a fellow survivor. We met at the Heart Association has a program where they take women who were survivors of stroke, heart disease, or kind of congenital heart defects. So you had a stroke. How long ago?
Almost 3 years ago.
Almost 3 years ago. At what age?
37.
Not the normal time.
Yes.
Yeah. And what happened?
I was playing paddle in a tournament, and I just froze like this. He gave me Narcan because
The EMS people. You're in the middle of a tournament in the middle of the day.
at 8:15 in the morning.
8:15 in the morning in New Jersey.
Yep.
They thought that maybe you'd be having a fentanyl overdose,
Of course, yeah.
which makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So what are your symptoms, by the way? Because I think it's really important to say what the symptoms were. So you're in the middle of exerting yourself.
Exactly.
What
and
happens?
I just froze, standing up.
So you didn't fall over?
No.
Just you couldn't move?
I couldn't speak. I couldn't communicate anything.
In retrospect, is it because you were 37?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it couldn't possibly be a stroke.
Yeah.
Which is what we hear all the time. We had Annie, one of the other survivors, who at like
exactly.
24
Exactly.
had a stroke. And it's like, it can't possibly be. Well, birth control pills contribute. COVID contributed to clots and strokes.
Yep.
So they take you to the hospital.
Actually-
and at that point, do they realize that maybe you're having a stroke? What do you remember?
Nothing. I don't remember a thing for 6 months.
So they bring you to the hospital. Obviously, it's very serious.
Yeah, very serious. Life or death, for sure.
Okay. And so how long was a touch or go?
2 days or 3 days, I was in a coma. There was 2 different kinds of strokes. Ischemic is not a brain bleed, but a clot. So I was ischemic.
They must see it on the CAT scan.
Yeah.
Right.
Interestingly enough, they didn't find it on the first CAT scan. It was my second one that they found it.
So you're in the hospital for a long period of time.
Maybe 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in rehab?
Yep, for I think 3 or 4 weeks.
Because
So-
you needed to learn to talk?
Everything.
Walk.
I couldn't walk. I couldn't sit up. I had a tumor in my heart. So I had to have open heart surgery.
Which you didn't know about.
No, at all. It was really, really rare.
One thing had nothing to do with the other.
Yes, exactly. I would have died from my heart tumor. So I'm really happy I had the stroke.
Right.
Really.
And it wasn't cancer.
No.
It was just a tumor that was
Yes.
growing in your heart.
So it was a myxoma, which is really rare. Less than 1% of people have it.
Do they have any idea what the clotting might have come from? Were you on birth control pills? Right.
Yeah.
Having gone through that, is that one of the things that they think contributed to it?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be shaky, but I also think it could have been the COVID shot.
The COVID shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the COVID virus, and there were a lot of people having heart attacks and just strange things having to
Right.
do with clotting. It's just a weird,
Very weird.
yeah, a weird thing. Right. And being in rehab, going through what you went through medically, what are the things that came out or that you learned?
Just to slow down, be with my kids, my husband.
You said once a month you come into the city and
Yeah.
you go and you take a couple nights to just
One
be
night.
the two of you. One night.
One night.
All you need.
It's all
Just
we
like
need.
A little honeymoon.
Yep. Sleep.
What did you kind of learn going through it in terms of dealing with the medical establishment?
Well, I flew to Chicago and saw a doctor there,
After you've been out of rehab? Okay. And you're going to see him because?
after stroke recovery.
How many months after the stroke did you go to see this doctor in Chicago?
2 years. The doctor told me I will never move my hand again.
Yes, Queen. That he just determined that that's the way it
Yep.
was going to be. You know what?
So
I think this might be this.
Exactly.
Let's do it. But did you walk out of there crushed?
I
Or-
did. And then I did 2 programs that changed my life. In Alabama, Mary Bowman, who's the saint, it's called constraint-induced therapy. Basically, you use your better hand and tie it behind your back for
Okay.
2 weeks
Oh,
or
God.
3 weeks.
Wow.
And force you to move this
Right.
hand every day. It was very hard.
How did you learn about her?
My dad learned about her.
So did the whole family get behind you
Oh, yeah.
and just say, listen, this is what we're going to do,
This
and we're
is
going to
what
go to
we're-
Chicago. We're
Yep.
going to Alabama.
Oh, yeah. In November, I went to neuroanimation 3 hours a day for 3 weeks, 2 hours of brain work and 1 hour of body work. And I was maybe the 10th person ever to do it.
Is that only for people that have, well, not
No.
only for people, this is
No.
anybody that's had any kind of traumatic brain injury,
Yes,
I would imagine,
exactly.
right?
Strokes,
Accidents.
Alzheimer's,
Really?
Parkinson's.
Okay.
It's a game changer.
After interviewing so many people and going
Yeah.
through the, medical challenges of my own, the theme for people that recover and that are fighting to the death, so to speak, is that you have to advocate to not take no for an answer.
Yep.
So who were the people that got behind you, and where did you kind of find
My husband and my parents. There's a few paddle teammates that were there and are still there. I'm having dinner with them next week.
Did your husband, I don't want to say surprise you, but that's a heavy lift. I mean, he's now raising 2 children. He's got a wife that's in rehab.
Yeah.
Did you know that when you married him? Because people say for better or
100%.
for worse.
Yeah, 100%.
You knew.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry because
This is what we do here. We cry. it's
Yeah.
the crying chair.
yeah, I was never alone. Yeah.
Right. He was always by your side. This can't be easy for either one of you.
Yeah.
And as a couple, it's really going to bring you closer, or it's going to break you apart.
And it brought us 100% closer.
And then your parents.
Before I could drive, my parents took me to therapy 3 times a week.
Do your kids have any sense of what's happened?
Oh yeah. The younger one doesn't really know, but says like, my mom's been working on her hand. The older one said like, my biggest cheerleader, and he cannot believe the progress I've made.
Do you sometimes say to yourself, holy shit, like I'm badass?
Of course, but I
what you
knew I
said.
could do it.
Right.
I knew it. Doctors and nurses and OTs would tell me this is it. And I said, you're wrong.
Yeah. Being in the hospital for that amount of time, being that sick and that close to death, do you remember anything? Did you feel like you had a kind of a near-death experience?
Many times. I almost died maybe 5 times.
But did you feel like
yeah.
there was a point when
100%.
I had my mother and my grandmother
Yep.
next to me who passed
Yep.
in a darkened room.
I'm gonna cry.
But, no, I started to cry too.
my grandfather, my mom's dad,
Was
he
there.
was there the whole time.
Right. Yeah. I know. My grandmother was there. I know.
Yeah.
My mother and my grandmother were right next to me, and they were like,
Yeah.
no. Like I could feel them like this, like you're not going.
Pushing back.
Yep.
Yep. I'm not done being a mom yet.
Right.
I want to have grandbabies and,
Right.
yeah.
People that have had cancer and different things that have come up, and it's like, you will do anything to be there as a mom. You're like, no, fuck no, I'm not leaving these kids.
Yeah.
Like I will walk through fire. Now that you're really, I mean, you're like back, would 90%? I
Yep.
mean, what would you say?
95.
95%.
I can run now.
So what
next?
do you yeah, and do you find yourself getting afraid? Like
No,
because
never.
Okay, no.
Never.
Okay.
Never
because
again.
sometimes what happens is that when something bad has happened, like people that go through life and nothing bad has happened, you're like, nothing bad can happen. But people that have had bad things happen to them realize that shit can happen, bad stuff can happen. And sometimes it can be paralyzing. And other times it's like, yeah, bad stuff happens and I walked through it.
A year ago, we had a fire and we had to move out of the house for 7 months.
Okay. So you had a stroke, open heart surgery, and a fire,
And
a mother
seizure.
of 2.
Yep.
Oh, you had a seizure
yeah,
too. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
How long after the stroke did you have a seizure?
6 months.
And is that kind of the norm? I mean, it certainly can.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dave and I said, well, just move, it's fine. Drop in the bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
In becoming a survivor, and what is it that you
too.
want to do with your platform?
I think I want to write a book.
Okay. Which would say what?
I'm back.
Okay. I'm back.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm back.
And about that journey. And again, you had a very clear, obviously something's wrong.
Yeah.
But let's just share some of the symptoms that sometimes I'm sure that you've heard
Yeah.
that had been misdiagnosed as something else in terms of having a stroke or an aneurysm. What are the things that you've learned that people should be aware of? Right.
Test everything.
Right. Push to test
Yes.
for everything.
Pushed to
Yeah.
test. Yeah.
And trust that you know that something's wrong. On Thursday before the weekend, a friend of mine was supposed to go. She kept saying days before, I'm having I had flu-like symptoms. She's 68. She said blood work had come back. She went to City MD, spoke to a doctor over the phone who said he would see her next week. And she kept saying, I can't, I'm having trouble breathing. But this was the first time I was talking to her. And I realized it wasn't that she had flu-like symptoms. Like I said, you have a fever? No congestion. I can't breathe and I'm exhausted. Those are the symptoms of a freaking heart attack for women.
My goodness.
She coded on Saturday. I sat there on Thursday saying,
Is she okay now?
Go to the ER. She spent a week in the hospital, almost died. But the point being that there are symptoms that people have. The insanity that the EMS, you would be playing paddleball and they would give you Narcan is mind-bending.
Yeah.
Did you sue them?
No.
I'm not a suer, but that is insanity to me.
I know.
Did anybody apologize? Because the people
No.
that were in the emergency
No.
room with me, the nurse came back to my room 2 days later and said, I'm so sorry. And that is rare because you never have somebody apologize.
I haven't heard from them yet.
Right.
Maybe I will.
Maybe.
It took, by the way, an hour and a half to get the EMT there.
You're like frozen and it's
Frozen.
taking an hour. Because I can assure you if somebody called 911 in New Jersey, it's not going to take an hour and a half. No one called.
Yeah.
No one called.
Yep.
Okay, these are things we've learned.
Yes. Call.
The ambulance is there anyway. People in the
Yeah.
the emergency room are sitting there waiting for you anyway.
Yep.
You're not going to be putting them out. That's what women sometimes think.
Yep.
How did you get involved with the Survivor program?
Jackie, my sister, she asked me last year and I wasn't ready.
And is she part of it? Is she?
No. There was another mom who had a stroke that said, I think Whitney should do this.
What do you want to bring in the new year?
Peace. Like just 1 year of peace.
No fires, no strokes, no seizures.
Exactly.
No open heart surgery.
Exactly. And you know what? We're going to Iceland in August.
Okay.
And the Northern Stars are going to be there with my kids.
Northern Star with your kids.
Yep.
And your husband.
Yep.
Husband David.
That's it. Yep.
By your side as usual.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best.
Thank
and I'm
you.
so glad that we're doing this journey together.
Me too.
With being survivor sisters.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming. I
course.
so appreciate it.
and bring it on.